That is right, Mona is back. We are back in our sitting area, which is really just the corner of my bedroom by my built-in dresser. Let's move on. Today I have a very special video for you guys. I am doing my first ever, if you don't count my live chat that I did with Zach, collaboration. I'm so excited, and there is nobody in the whole world I would rather do it with. So, with that said, today I am collaborating with Heidi from Listen, I Have an Idea. Heidi is a fellow author tuber. She puts out amazing videos, and she puts out craft videos, she puts out vlogs. Her and her sister run the channel. She does a lot. And Heidi and I actually met last year during April's Camp NaNoWriMo. I found her videos, or did she find me? I don't even know anymore. One of us found the other, we started watching each other's videos, and I have found her videos to be one of the most inspiring. I have found her videos to be one of the most inspiring, if not the most inspiring to me, videos to watch during Camp NaNoWriMo and NaNoWriMo events. I just love her energy. I love her organization. I love her positivity. I love her honesty. I love all of her amazing ideas. She has the coolest stories. Like, I just adore her. She's also the nicest person you will ever meet, I assume. I've never actually met her, but I feel like I've met her. I've met her like this, and we've written to each other. So being a writer, I think that's way more important and personal than even meeting face to face, because when I meet people in person, I'm just super awkward and I stutter, and yeah. You guys have no idea how much I have to edit these videos. Like, I just have the worst speech. This is why I write, because I can't talk well. But anyway, I am so excited to be doing a collaboration with Heidi for this Camp NaNoWriMo, and hopefully for many events to come. I'm sure a lot of you already know who she is, and if not, I am so happy and honored to be able to throw you guys over to her channel too, where she is doing part 1 or part 2. I don't know whose part's first. We just have these. Go over and check out her video, because it's probably going to be a lot more organized than mine. Like I said, she's just, you know, the put together one. I'm like, you would never guess that I'm a plotter based on my personality. I should be a pantser. I'm actually trying to be a pantser. We're gonna get into that. So for a collaboration video, I guess I should say what I'm doing, or if you watch Heidi's first, you already know. But Heidi reached out to me and thought it would be a great idea to talk about things that we've learned from past NaNoWriMo events. Now, full disclosure, I am a great example of somebody who has tried many things, because I have not won a NaNoWriMo event yet. I've gotten very close, and I get closer every single year, and I think that in itself is something to be proud of. I am doing very much so the fail method of learning all the things not to do. So I'm doing it so you don't have to. You're welcome. Whereas Heidi has won events, and did she win NaNoWriMo last year? I think so. I think she's won twice now in Camp NaNoWriMo. I might be wrong about that. I don't think I am. So to jump right into it so that I don't ramble on for too long, I really wanted to focus on things you probably haven't heard or just don't hear as much. I mean, there are the staple, you know, sit down to write every day, even if you don't feel inspired, listen to music, you know, all those tips and tricks, which are extremely important and very necessary, and that's why you hear them all the time. But I really wanted to mention some things I've learned, some ideas that maybe you haven't heard before and could also help you out. Okay, so number 1, and this is something I am currently reminding myself of, because I am facing a little bit of writer's block, or writer's resistance, I wanna say, where it just feels like every single word hurts. Like it's a struggle. It's like pulling teeth. Like it's just not flowing naturally as I know it can. And that's number 1. If you are struggling, like I do, to get the words out, try free writing. And if you've never heard of free writing, basically the idea is to just word vomit. Like, write whatever you want to write. I have an author's journal for this reason. I don't necessarily word vomit, but I just kind of talk about my writing, talk about my frustrations. Literally just sit down and write anything. It doesn't have to do anything with your project. You can still count it towards your progress, so don't worry about that. But the idea is to just get the writing juices flowing somehow, and then hopefully that can translate over to your actual story if you're having more resistance there. You have to remember, Writing is a skill, and skills, no matter what they are really hard when you start off. You know, if you haven't run in a long time, the first run you go on, you're gonna be hurting and you're gonna struggle. But every time you run, yeah, it's still a workout, but it's so much easier, especially if you do it every day with some rest days. And writing is no different. It's gonna be really hard in the beginning. Sometimes some people don't have that. I always have that, especially if I haven't done it in a long time, it's hard. But then towards the end of the month, it just gets so much easier and it makes me realize, why did I stop? Okay, number 2, and I'm gonna try and pick up the pace because I know I ramble, I'm sorry. If you fall behind, like me, these are things I've learned. Why am I saying it like you? When I fall behind, because I do, every time, it's really important for me to just focus on hitting the daily goal, not focusing on catching up for the monthly goal. And I know that's hard to hear because you want to catch up, right? Like you're like, oh my god, but the whole point is to win, and if I only focus on the daily, I'm just gonna still stay behind. But for me anyway, and maybe you're not like this, if I focus on the big picture, no matter what the big picture is, I have a tendency to get overwhelmed and to realize how far I really have to go before I get there, and then I feel discouraged. If I fall behind, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, winning Camp NaNoWriMo and winning NaNoWriMo is something I would love to do, but at the end of the day, I want to be an author, I want to be a writer, I want to finish my book. And so if winning Camp NaNoWriMo or NaNoWriMo is hindering my ability to be a writer, that's not going to be my primary focus. My primary focus is to just make sure I am writing how much I set out to every day, restart every day. I didn't write yesterday. I'm not gonna punish myself by writing twice as hard today or twice as much today. Writing is not a punishment. It's what I want. It's what I want more than anything. So why would I punish myself? Does that make sense? And there's gonna be people who don't agree with that, but I'm just very adamant about if there's something you love, don't use it as a punishment. It should only be a reward. I guess I'm a, you know, trophy child like that, you know, participation ribbon person. I'm not a very competitive person, so I guess that's why I have that mentality too. And oftentimes when I'm feeling good about myself, when I'm feeling good about my writing and I'm feeling confident and comfortable where I am, I'll do more. So I actually end up doing better if I'm not worrying about the end goal than I would be if I'm like, okay, I have to write 3.5 hours tonight or else I'm gonna be far behind. Because then I'm just like, oh my god, I have to write 3.5 hours tonight to catch up. Okay, my third thing I've learned is that accountability is huge with me. Guys, if I didn't have these videos, I would probably be way more behind. But the fact that I am vlogging my journey, I mean, I don't want to come on every single week and be like, didn't write, oops. I mean, you guys would all stop following me, I hope. Like, that would be a horrible example to set. So the fact that I have now 382 people watching my videos, counting on me, cheering for me, unless you're not, I don't know. It makes me feel just that much more motivated, like I have these people who are counting on me. And not in like a horrible, like stress-ridden way, but in a, oh my god, all these people believe in me and they think I can do this and I know I can do this, so I better do this. I want to make them proud. Let's work harder. So for me, having just somebody who is holding me accountable has made a huge difference versus other goals that I don't tell anybody about. Then when I don't do them, nobody knows and I feel like I can give them up easier. You don't have to have a YouTube channel, you don't have to have a blog, you don't have to join the NaNoWriMo forums. Even just having, I don't know, a diary where you set down your goal and you write in your diary every night. You don't want to disappoint your diary, right? Okay, number 4, oops. Number 4. Got a pencil in this hand. This is something I am learning now when it comes to revisions. Do not delete your work. I don't mean don't fix mistakes, but if you are going to rewrite a scene or a chapter, that's perfectly fine, but save your old one, just put it off. I have a whole Word document of all of my scenes and chapters that I've taken out, titled, "Am not using." However, there's been one instance where I've actually decided to put the scene back in because I didn't like the rewrite and I thought the original actually was okay. It just needed tweaking. And I'm so glad I didn't just rewrite over that scene. I still had it. So have a room of hidden things like in Harry Potter where you put stuff that you don't think you're gonna use again, but you just don't want to throw out. Sorry, I'm reading the 6th Harry Potter book and you would not believe who just died. I don't want to spoil in case there's actually someone watching who hasn't read Harry Potter, in which case, go my child. Live your life. It's about to change. Read Harry Potter. I think Heidi hasn't read Harry Potter. Coming after you, Heidi. You're gonna read it and you're gonna love it. So yeah, don't delete seeds. Okay. Number 5, we're halfway there, guys. If you don't prioritize your writing, it's not gonna happen. Now, obviously, this isn't set in stone. Like I said, I'm just talking from my experience, but if I don't tell myself at the beginning of the day or week or whatever that this is the time I'm setting aside to write, before I know it, it's 10 o'clock at night, I'm tired, you know, it's not gonna happen. You have to understand that during Camp NaNoWriMo, during NaNoWriMo, you're going to have a huge project, a huge endeavor that you are setting out to do, and you need to make sure that that is on the forefront of your mind. Otherwise, it's just gonna be to the back burner. You're gonna fall into the routine of your old life, and it's just gonna be an afterthought, and that's how you end up falling more and more behind. Trust me. Number 6, don't be afraid to share your struggles. I do this all the time. I do it here, I do it in my cabin, I do it on Twitter, I do it everywhere. You won't believe how beneficial it is to talk to other people who are also struggling. You guys are gonna motivate each other. It's gonna make you not feel so bad about your writing. It's gonna make you feel better about it, and you're like, okay, I can do this, I'll get back into it. Share your struggles, because if anything, you never know, you might motivate someone else too when you overcome them. You know, I have all of my videos from past NaNoWriMo events, Camp NaNoWriMo events, you know, and not winning those events, but I keep them up because hopefully the plan is one day I'm gonna win, or I'm gonna publish my book, and you guys are gonna be able to see that despite all of my struggles, I was still able to finish. Okay, number 7, and this is something that it's not necessarily something I've learned how to do Camp NaNoWriMo or NaNoWriMo events better, but just about writing career in general that NaNoWriMo has taught me. And that's that I think if I ever became successful and published my book and anyone ever said to me, oh, you're so lucky, I'd probably punch them in the face. I don't believe in luck anymore. Luck is not a thing. I believe success happens when you are ready for it. I understand that opportunities come and go and that you have to be patient and that it's about timing. I understand that, but if you're not ready for that opportunity, you know, if an agent comes up to me and is like, hey, I hear you're an author, I'm looking to rep a book, what do you got? I mean, that's not how it works, but if it did work that way and I didn't have anything, if I had never written, guess what? I wouldn't have an agent. But if I said, well, I happen to have this amazing book called Guardians of the Skulls and it's all finished. Would you like to read it? She's gonna say yes, and I'm gonna get $1 million book deal. That's how it works. There ain't no luck. Luck doesn't write a book. No. Number 8, and this is something I remind myself all the time. Be gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself. There's gonna be people who might not agree with this. You know, there's people who have the more tough love mentality. That is not me. I do not thrive with intimidation and threats. I thrive when someone says, Haley, you can do it, you're doing a great job. And I'm like, yes, I am, and now I'm gonna succeed more. No, but seriously, I mean, I write because I love to write. I wanna be an author because it's a career I want more than anything, and I feel like I almost wouldn't even be happy if I didn't at least attempt to do it. So the fact that there's people out there telling you, oh, you must not want it bad enough if you don't write 1,000 words a day, or oh, you must not be serious about it, or you should not even consider yourself a writer if you haven't written at least 3 novels in a year. You know, maybe that's something that they need to tell themselves in order to motivate themselves, but everybody's journey is different. Everybody has a different writing technique, a different writing career. And this is ironic because I'm giving advice, but take everybody's advice with a grain of salt. Figure out what works for you. I guess that's another tip in itself. So this is like 10.5 tips. Okay, number 9, your rough draft is supposed to be rough. And this is something everyone says, but I had to mention it because it is so important. It's supposed to be rough. It's gonna suck. Get that in your head, repeat that to yourself, put up 1,000 post-it notes if you have to, make it your computer screen background, I don't care what you do. Ingrain that in your brain, and that's how you will overcome your fear of sucky writing. Let yourself be a sucky writer. Just do it, I dare you. Okay, and number 10, this is something I am learning just this Camp NaNoWriMo, and that's don't overthink it. Don't overplan, don't over outline. writing is a creative endeavor, and there's supposed to be this element of magic to it, this element of, you know, letting inspiration and creativity flow through your fingers, and you can't do that if you're like, oh, but my outline says on page 3 that this is supposed to. No. Haley, throw the outline out the window. Stop thinking about the outline. That's probably horrible advice for people who like to outline and are successful with outlining. However, I've over outlined. I have a problem. I have an addiction to outlining and planning and then just not executing the finer details. And so I'm trying to be a pantser. I'm trying. It's hard. So if you have any tips on how to be a pantser, let me know. All right, I hope that something I have said today helped you guys. I hope I was able to offer a little bit different of advice or things I've learned than you're normally used to seeing. I try to incorporate things that I've personally learned outside the box. And as always, Mona did not help at all in this video, girl. Alright guys, and if you haven't already, go check out Heidi's video right now. It's amazing. You guys will not regret it. And don't forget to subscribe to her, follow her videos. She posts every single day. The girl is a rock star. I don't know how she does it all. Her and Kate Kavanaugh, I don't know how they do it. And be sure to check out this weekend's video when I am going to be introducing all of my cabin mates. You guys obviously know about Heidi and Kate, but you can check everyone out down below, but I'm going to be doing sort of a, you know, I'm going to be talking about them all. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. I can do it. I can stop talking. Okay, bye guys.